Hi everyone, I'm the Limitless librarian and welcome to the long-awaited maths book collection showcase video. This has taken a bit to get up because I've decided to get Freya to help me film it. So, hi Freya behind the camera.
Hello everyone! I'm the book bodyguard.
Yep. To help me film this one because I'm on the floor with all my maths books organised. So I've got these sort of organised by level and I'm gonna do them by level. So first, right at the beginning, this is Baby Limitless. Had these two, singing times tables. I listened to these when I was in bed. I'd listen to the tapes at night. 1 times 2 is 2 and all the rest of it. And this Ladybird Tables book is pretty good because it has more stuff in it. For example, on each page, it gives you a visual representation of the numbers up to 100 and also words associated with the number. So that is a good book to have to teach you those. So now going up in levels, we're looking at sort of primary sort of level books here. And first off, we have a bunch of these murderous maths books. These are like horrible histories, but for maths. So I've got Do You Feel Lucky, which I bought the other day in a book haul. Desperate Measures, which is about measurement. I'm guessing Do You Feel Lucky is probability. This one will be about measurement. I haven't read this yet. Awesome Arithmetrics, again new. I haven't read this one yet. And Secrets of Sums. These two I bought in the birthday book haul, I think, as well. And next I have the Number Devil by Hans Magnus Enzensberger. This is a story about a boy who is visited by this little number devil in his dreams who teaches him about maths. So it uses fun words and it has lots of illustrations and it's just a really fun journey through maths through a story. Next one, this one I also bought the other day. Mathematicians, How Maths Applies to Everything by Johnny Ball. So this is about different applications of maths in the real world. It seems to go through it in chronological order, like from ancient applications to the modern world, like electricity and stuff. So that goes through applications. This one, another mathematician book, Mathemagic, the 1978 Childcraft Annual. Well, that's an old one. And this one looks really nice. It seems to have stories in it that I use to tell maths. It has lots of lovely pictures in it, so this looks like a really lovely book. Another one, the Murderous Maths books, the Murderous Maths of Everything. This one I got when I was little from those lucky book club things you get through school, and it's actually coloured unlike all of the other ones, and so it goes through all sorts of different maths in colour. It has comics and stories used to tell maths. I really like this one, and it has a lot of cool maths facts and puzzles and things in it. Probably one of my favourite maths books in my collection. That could just be nostalgia. Another one from when I was a kid. My mum bought me this from the post office one day. Train Your Brain to Be a Maths Genius. This one again just goes through all sorts of maths, and it also has some pages that's just about certain historical famous mathematicians as well. If I can find one in here, like this one about Pythagoras. So it just goes through a lot of maths. It has puzzles, problems in it as well. This one is a Sudoku book that came into my collection somehow. I thought I might as well chuck that in here. This one, 100 Things to Know About Numbers, Computers and Coding. I got this one from the Powerhouse Museum in Sydney once, and it's a really cute book. It's got lots of stuff about, well, exactly what it says on the cover, but it's just really cute. It's presented in all this nice style with pictures and simple language and diagrams and things. It's a really, really cute little book. Next one, Maths Adventure 4. This one I got from school, primary school. One of my teachers gave it to me. This is kind of just a workbook. I like how it uses stories to kind of tell maths problems. So you kind of work through a story. That's nice. Oops, everything is falling everywhere. This one is a math textbook that's in 12 different volumes. This is, I think, aimed at a year 7 level. Mathsmate was at the maths conference last year. So it introduces the concepts and has you work through them, and it's split into 12 separate books for different topics. I like this book. It's very simple. Its presentation has lots of puzzles. It has interactive things online. I haven't really tried those, but yeah. Next we have the 11 Plus book. This one my grandma from England sent over. And this is not just maths, it has English in as well, but this is questions for this particular exam that they did in England. I don't know if they still do it. Most of the maths problems in here are more arithmetic sort of problems, so that's why it's, again, we're still in the primary level sort of things. Now the Modus Maths book, 2 of them, easy questions, evil answers. This one I really like. This one, guaranteed to bend your brain, I was a bit underwhelmed by. We have 2 of these books by Adam Spencer, The Big Book of Numbers and The Number Games. Each of them goes through numbers from 1 to 100 with trivia and puzzles themed around each of the numbers. So they're great and simple, and some really interesting facts in there. And last in this section is this Year 8 Maths Space Australian Curriculum textbook that I got again from Maths Conference last year. This is more like a school textbook. These aren't the textbooks that I used in school. I had the hazy maths textbooks. This is a new thing. So that is all the primary level things. Now I'm going to go into what I would consider more of a high school level section. First one is the Fractal Umbrella, which I haven't read yet because I got that at this year's Maths Conference. It's been sitting here waiting for me to do this video that time, but it's goes through fractals, which we didn't really study in high school, but from what I can tell, this looks like something that a high school student could understand. Next is Newton's Principia, which goes through calculus and physics a bit. Haven't read this yet. It's been sitting there for years. I've been meaning to get to it. Next I have these 2 3-unit and 2-unit maths books. They're not from the same set, they're from different sets, but they cover lots of high school stuff from algebra, quadratics, trigonometry, some probability. One of my teachers gave me these. They didn't need them anymore, so they are some good maths books, I think. Then I have Competition Mathematics. This one I got from MASA, the Mathematics Association from South Australia, and this has maths problems designed for maths competitions, and these hazy people are the ones that made the textbooks that I used in high school. So the problems are organised by topic. We have the Mathematical Universe. This goes through the alphabet and it has one maths concept for every letter of the alphabet, and it goes into that. It goes into more the history of it. It's not problems, it's the history and the mathematicians and all of that sort of thing. And so the concepts here, it goes into some calculus. I remember because it has 2 chapters on knighted Newton and then lost Leibniz in succession. So it has calculus, geometry, logarithms, prime numbers, a lot of different things there. Next one, challenging false logic puzzles. This basically has a bunch of logic puzzles where you have statements and you have to figure out which ones are true and which ones are false and answer questions, that sort of thing. So some Boolean logic type thing. And then 50 mathematical puzzles and oddities. This is 50 random bits of math. Sometimes there are problems, sometimes it's just random interesting factoids and figures. Something funny from this one is that Fermat's last theorem was mentioned in this book, but this book was actually written before it was proved in the 90s. So it's actually saying, maybe you could be the one to prove this. And actually it's a bit late for that now because it's already been done. So I thought that was kind of funny. This one is infinite powers. This is a history of calculus and how it was developed, how we got there, all the way from Archimedes through Descartes and the discovery of Cartesian geometry up to calculus with Newton and Leibniz and modern applications. And so it goes through that in a simplistic way because it's aimed at the everyman who hasn't studied it before. I was actually expecting a bit more history out of that book than the maths, because I already know the maths and I wanted to know more about the history. But if you don't know about calculus, that could be a good way to get into it. You have the indisputable existence of Santa Claus. This is a Christmas-themed maths book going through a bunch of maths concepts in a Christmassy theme. And again, this is more aimed at the everyman, so it's not in a super deep level, but it goes into things like some probability, some logic, like the prisoner's dilemma, the idea of proof, that sort of thing. And last one in this section is the art of statistics. I've done a whole review video of this one, so I'll pop a link to that in the description. But this basically goes through statistics and probability and how data is used and displayed and analysed. And it's full of lots of charts and graphs. There's even a dinosaur graph in here. So that's a great book if anyone interested in that. So now we're going into university level things. So the first one in this section is the theory that would not die. This is about Bayesian statistics. I haven't read this yet. It's about the history of Bayesian statistics, which I've done some in uni courses. This one is numerical analysis. This is a textbook on that subject. I did that subject last year. This book I actually got for free because Maths was giving out a bunch of free textbooks. Most of them were on numerical analysis, and I just grabbed the nicest looking one. And I think this was a pretty good textbook. I used it, referred to it a couple of times when I was actually doing numerical analysis. This is The Music of the Primes by Marcus de Certeau. Beautifully written book. I could read Marcus de Certeau's writing all day. This is about the history of the Riemann hypothesis, which is the most famous unsolved problem in all of maths. And it goes through the history of the problem, all the people that have attempted to solve it or gotten us close to solving it. And even though I don't even fully understand the Riemann hypothesis myself, this is a great book. And it goes through again that sort of history of it. Next one is interpolation and approximation. I think this is a little bit of numerical analysis. Like, I'm only familiar with the sort of stuff that's in the first chapter. So maybe one day I will have enough knowledge to understand the rest of this book. This is another one that I got for free at Massa because it was different to the other numerical analysis books there. I don't know why they were getting rid of so many different numerical analysis books. They were all different. I know if a bunch of unis just dropped it from their course or what. This one is partial differential equations, another one which I used for when I did that as a uni subject. And I think this is a nice book. This wasn't a specific one that my uni recommended, but this was the cheapest one on Amazon, and it was good. I used that. complex analysis. I'm doing that this semester, so we'll see how useful this book is. It's really old though. It was really like the 60s and it smells old. But it is lovely and green and shiny. And hopefully it will be useful. Nothing else, it's a historical artifact. Next we have mathematical statistics applications. I did statistical science last semester and this was a textbook, and I really like this textbook. It's really clear, it has really clear examples, and it clearly shows all the important bits in those boxes. It has diagrams, it has an index. It's almost 1,000 pages long, but it's worth it because it really goes into all the detail and it really doesn't leave anything out. Which leads into this thing, linear and nonlinear programming. This was my optimization textbook for last semester, and I really didn't like this textbook. It did not really go into all the details. It didn't go into like simplex tableaus, which we did a lot of and were kind of annoying to work with, and it didn't show you all of those and all the processes of them, and it just doesn't have examples. It's not clear. I was not a fan of this textbook. They need to pick a better textbook for next year's optimization cohort. Enough ranting and raving about that though. Last section of books is ones that I think are kind of more for a general thing or mostly historical, or I couldn't really categorize them. So yeah, this is the general and historical section. First one is maths puzzles, and this one I don't really know what level it's at because I only just bought it the other day, so I didn't really know where to put it. So that's why that's in here. But it's just a bunch of different maths puzzles, and it looks kind of similar to that maths, the logic puzzles one. And it sort of tells stories to make the problems. So yeah, that one, I don't know. Alex's Adventures in Wonderland by Alex Bellos. So it looks like this is the author exploring maths in our world. Another one I only bought the other day, so I really don't know much about it, but it was maths, so I grabbed it. This one is From 1 to 200, The Hidden Language of Numbers, Number Freak. So this is a bit like those Adam Spence ones, except it goes up to 200. So Adam Spencer needs to step it up a bit. But it looks like trivia and puzzles themed around all the numbers up to 200. The only reason that didn't go in the same section as the other two is because I haven't read it yet, so I don't know what level we're looking at. This one, History of the Circle. I'm guessing this goes into the history of the circle. Again, this one was in my birthday book haul. Haven't read it yet because it's been sitting here waiting for this video. So I'm guessing it goes through like trigonometry, maybe coordinate geometry, pi, all of that sort of thing. This one is Lewis Carroll in Numberland. So Lewis Carroll, the author of Alice in Wonderland, was actually a mathematician, and so this goes through his life, mainly focusing on the maths that he did. So I'm very keen to know more about that. This one was in my birthday book haul, so haven't read that yet either. This one is The Book of Numbers, and this one is mainly just trivia about numbers, not just the numbers from 1 to 100, but it goes into some other cool numbers after that. This one's not so much maths focused. There's a little bit of maths, but it's more heavily on the trivia side. This one is Fermat's Enigma. This is about Fermat's last theorem, which we talked about before, and the journey to prove it. Next one we have Mathematics for Human Flourishing by Francis Su. This is a nice book exploring maths and the values, how it can enhance your life, and it has this really lovely story woven throughout, a true story of how the author got into contact with this prisoner who had come from a really rough background, dropped out of school, hung out with the wrong crowd, got imprisoned, and then started studying maths, and then he worked through all the maths with the guidance of the author Francis Su, and then he got his high school equivalent certificate, and then he ended up tutoring other prisoners to help them get theirs. It's a really lovely and empowering anecdotes in there. This one, Hidden Figures. I've seen the movie of this, so this is going through all of that. But Katherine Johnson and the African American mathematicians who work with NASA to help launch moon missions there. I've seen the movie, so this is a book I'm going through following the movie, or I guess the movie was probably based on this. I haven't read that yet. Another one, this is huge. I've done a short showing this off. But Mathematics from the Birth of Numbers. This is going through all of maths in historical order. I don't think there's much emphasis on the actual history as I anticipated. I think there's a little bit, but I think it's mostly just the maths, and it's just in historical order, which is a good, cool way to go through it, because maths builds upon itself. So even if it jumps around topic to topic, you'll always have the knowledge to go on to the next topic that you're on, because it couldn't have been discovered if we didn't have the requisite knowledge before, you know. And this one, another one that I bought recently, the maths book. This is going through all maths again in chronological order in this really nice, colourful, accessible format for everyone. So yeah, hopefully that will be a good read. And this looks like the last one. This is Mathematics and its History. If you've done uni maths, you've seen these lovely yellow and blue Springer textbooks. Now I can finally say I have one. This one I bought for fun, because I'm the kind of person that buys textbooks for fun. And yeah, this is another one going through all of maths and history, because I really like the history of maths. I'm really interested in it. And I've got a few more math books in the collection, so I will do another short clip going through those later. But that is all of the general maths books in my collection, aside from that one series on my desk. So thank you for watching. If you like that and you'd like to see more book content, please like and subscribe to the channel. I will pop a link to my Art of Statistics review in my description. And as always, do lots of maths, read lots of books. I'm sure you'll have a mathematical day. So this is just a quick addendum to the rest of the video. You can see on my desk I have this other series of books. This series is called Everything is Mathematical, and they're all short maths books going through a different concept, going through the history and the development as well. These are all organised in alphabetical order, and they're all written by different authors, which is interesting. It creates some sort of mixed results. But yeah, sorry for the lighting, but there's one extra right on the end of that third shelf. That's so annoying that they don't all fit in two of these. But anyway, thanks for watching. That is really the end of the video now. So again, do lots of maths, read lots of books, and I'm sure you have an amazing day.